All right, we are live. I didn't realize how messy my hair was, but I've been at the mall for like 30 minutes. I've been getting some IOIs. So, girls do like messy hair. I'm just saying. I've had girlfriends tell me they like my messy hair, but that's hard to judge because those girls already like you. But I do get more IOIs when my hair's a mess and I just don't give a fuck, I guess. I don't know. Hope you guys are doing well. 2 days in a row of going live. I'm getting back some momentum. I've been off basically the whole week. What's up, brother? Good to see you. Hopefully, can you hear me? Lost some momentum, trying to get back into it. Did I work out today? No, not yet. I worked out the last 4 days. I'm going to go to the museum today instead. Okay, great. Yeah, this microphone's working great then. But yeah, I lost a lot of momentum. I was just in my head about making stuff. Didn't want to do anything. I'll make a video about it, like how you can get back on track. But yeah, happened. Trying to get back into the groove. But yeah, today I got some good Reddit stuff that kind of resonated with me a lot. Hopefully, you guys get some stuff out of this stuff. What are you going to work on at the gym today, brother? Let me know. But one thing that I saw that really stuck out to me, which I think a lot of us can probably relate to, there's my thumbnail for this. I use ChatGPT for the lives, of course. We'll get to that guy. But this guy, he's just venting. But this sounds exactly like how I got with my ex. Not exactly the same, but pretty similar. So he just wants to vent. He's basically talking about how he never really liked his wife. They got together in high school after his crush on the girl he actually liked rejected him. So he got together with this girl at 16. Showed a lot of emotional baggage, breakdowns, never wanted him to hang out with friends, manipulating threats. I thought, I'm not happy, but I'll end this in college. So he just kind of delayed it. And this is really how my relationship started with my ex. Obviously, I liked her at some point, loved her. Not trying to argue that, but it started off very the same way where she basically said she wouldn't sleep with anybody unless it was her boyfriend. So I took that as, okay, I'll be your boyfriend. I'm never had a girlfriend, so that sounds good. But then it got into like jealousy over me hanging out with friends, not calling her every day. She would go through my stuff. And I remember telling my coworkers, like, I think I'm going to break up with this girl. She's got a lot of issues, baggage. She cries all the time. Like, there's just a ton of red flags. But then I delayed it. And so did this guy. He goes off to college, said he was going to break up with her, didn't, sabotages his friendships, ends up getting married at some point, finished college, and there was a ring. She wasn't happy with the ring. So I got a new one. Oh, I'm not even sharing my screen. All right, hold on. I'm figuring this shit out. I'm figuring this out. Enjoy doing that. Kind of feels better doing things on your own, being with someone who makes. Yeah, dude, exactly. Like you're able to now go do the stuff that you want to do. You don't have to ask permission. I'm guessing you loved wrestling the entire time you guys were together and she didn't, and that's fine. But it's much easier to have somebody that likes to do the things that you do rather than trying to convert somebody else. So that's awesome that you did that by yourself. Like you'll just see how much freedom you actually have. Like it does suck going through a divorce, breakup, whatever. But once you get through that and you can see, like, start to feel some gratitude for the freedom that you do have. Like you don't have to ask anybody. You can go to a wrestling match. You can go drive down to Chicago if you want. Get the hell out of town. Go do whatever you want. Triceps tonight with some abs. Nice, brother. All right, back to this post though. So yeah, this is kind of how I started out as well. Bear with me. I'm figuring this out. But yeah, they met in high school. There's a lot of red flags. I'm sure he loved her, but knew that there was a lot that he wasn't happy with. She wouldn't let him have friends, jealous about everything. Now they're married and she's abusive. All right, she's violent and throws things. Like that's not good. Doesn't make enough money, doesn't stick up for her enough. Now they have a child and like, so this is just a toxic relationship. I actually saw a clip from Tony Robbins yesterday where one of the things that's most important for a man in a relationship is to feel significant, like he's appreciated, respected, and you can just see that there's no respect, no significance. And a lot of this is probably from him because he chose her out of scarcity. They got together at 16. He never even tried to meet new people. He just kept pushing this down the line, which, going back to my point, is what I did too. I told my coworkers I was going to break up with this girl. She's got a lot of red flags. She cries all the time. She's very jealous. She's always trying to control what I do. And I'm like, oh, I'll just push it down the line. And then I get the letter that I'm supposed to go to Korea. And this is the first girl that I've ever dated. I don't want to lose, obviously, consistent sex. I do love this girl. And I didn't want to feel like I would have to start over because this is the first girl I ever actually liked me. So, like, I can't give that up. Who knows when the next one would come around. So I push that down the line. Then we get married. And then, you still have all these red flags. And it just gets worse and worse and worse. So I can just see where this guy's coming from. I don't think he wants any advice. He knows that it's not great. Fortunately for me, I never had a child with my ex, so that is good. I would still say, like, just because you have a child with someone doesn't mean you should stay in that relationship. You're not helping anybody. You're not helping the kid. Like, it's more important for you to be able to become a better version of yourself. And you're not going to do that with a toxic relationship with somebody who's trying to control you and prevent you from doing stuff that is good for you. Because I'm sure it's not just friends either. Like, I would get guilt tripped about working out because then I might cheat on you if I look attractive, like trying to hold me in this not attractive bubble. So I feel this guy's pain. I just wanted to bring this up because I definitely felt the same way. And I think a lot of us probably do. We get with their girlfriend, we like them enough, but there's a lot of red flags. We put up with it because what else are we going to do? There's no one else just coming along. I wasn't the guy that was just getting dates in high school. I got to take what I can get. And it sounds like this guy kept doing the same thing. I'm assuming he's the nice guy too, doing stuff to try to make her happy, which isn't a turn on. So then she actually feels resentment and then probably gets abusive. Now she's complaining you don't make enough money. Don't stick up for her enough. Like, he's probably very supplicating, nice guy behaviors. I've been there too. Like, I get it. So hopefully this guy can change things around. But yeah, maybe you guys can relate to that. If you do, and you're going through a divorce or a breakup now, just realize, like, you're out of that situation. If you're in that situation now, just realize how great things could be going. You could have the freedom to go to the wrestling class that you want to go to. You don't have to ask permission. You can go hang out with your friends whenever the fuck you want. You can go travel wherever you want. You can spend money on whatever you want. And just build yourself up. You'll be able to let go of these needy behaviors. The nice guy is needy because he's always trying to please other people at the expense of himself. He doesn't have boundaries. I'm going to guess this guy doesn't have a lot of boundaries. He got together with this girl at 16. Like, he doesn't know how to be a man at 16, how to run a relationship long term, now have a kid with this girl. Like, it's tough, which is why you definitely should wait to get married as late as possible. I always say as late as possible, but definitely probably not in your early 20s. That's for sure. All right. Let's see. We can do this guy next. Let's see. Anybody else in here? Yep, sounds true. Tired of it, but I have a scarcity mind. Yeah, exactly. The scarcity mindset is what keeps you in these relationships because you just don't think, oh, I can actually. I'll turn this off for a second. Yeah, the scarcity mindset keeps you just assuming like you're never going to find anything better, and it prevents you from actually trying or putting in the work to do it. But it's definitely possible. All right, let's do this profile review. I'm going to base this off of, like I said, just trying to get a better dating life. So I'm not sure if this guy is aware of this. I will make you guys aware of this, but there are 6 to 10 times more men on dating apps than women. So women have a exorbitant amount of abundance. They can scroll through and they can scroll for days. They don't even have to scroll. They'll get hundreds of likes every day, wherever they're at in any city. Like, they can have high standards. I'll say that. So very first picture, Do you think this makes this guy look like a girl should want to meet up with him? He's got a picture of him, which is a selfie. It's in a boring, bland apartment. His style is not amazing. It does not make him look, doesn't make him stand out in any way. I'm going to guess the girls that would swipe on this profile or even continue this profile are probably not going to be girls that he sees and he's like, wow, that girl's attractive. That's the kind of girl I would want to date. Now, that's just my guess. Like I said, I feel like if you're looking to date girls, you want to date the most attractive ones that you can. You don't want to settle. And just from this very first photo, it looks like he would have to kind of settle for what comes along. It does look good that he clearly shows what he looks like, but I'm going to guess the majority of girls would swipe left right away because it doesn't stand out in any way. It's just a boring selfie in an apartment. Like, it doesn't make him look like a guy that they would be excited to go on a date with. Does this guy have interesting stories? Does he look like he can flirt? Does he look like he's going to be able to plan a date? Does he look like he'll be able to have a good conversation over a drink or whatever? But let's just say, be generous, give him 50% swipe or keep going through. Like I said, bios, maybe I'll go over that one day, but if your photos aren't good, bio does not matter. Girls aren't going to look at that they'll look at that after your photos. And then you get to this one and it's another, basically you can just tell he kind of took this himself. It's not like it's a fancy kitchen or anything. He's not actually cooking anything. It's just I don't know. It's not anything interesting, I'm going to guess. Then another photo of him that he took himself. It's not very shadowy. I guess it's just him and his friend. I don't know if his friend's more attractive than him, but these just aren't high quality photos. And then another photo of him, and then a side profile. Like, I'm not going to critique these photos. I hope you guys can see that they're not quality. That's not likely to get him a date. But the reason I wanted to bring this up more is just the fact, like, this is why guys have to settle for girls that come along. This guy's probably not doing any cold approach. I'm guessing if he goes to I don't know him personally, so maybe he is very fun and flirty in person. Most guys who work in IT and stay home probably don't have the best social skills, so I'm guessing he's relying on online dating to get dates. And with a profile like this, you're just going to have to take what comes along. Like, he's not going to get the highest quality girls. And if you get a super hot girl that matches with a profile like this, I would be suspicious. Be like, why is this girl picking me over the 60 other guys that just messaged her today? So a lot of stuff this guy could do to improve. I made that blog post on the website about proper photos. But this is where the scarcity comes in. This is why guys settle. Like, they just take what comes along. He'll get one girl to go on a date with him. They hit it off. She sleeps with him, and now he's fine with it. Doesn't matter what other red flags she has. He'll be fine with it. They could be the same age, and she's got a kid already. Like, I could just kind of see what would happen with this. I'm making a lot of assumptions there, but just I could just see where the scarcity comes from. So I'm not going to really comment on that. I think I'll comment on that later. I guess he's got a lot of work to do, though. This one, I thought this was interesting because he does have a pretty good first photo. Like, he does look kind of badass. The sunglasses I would probably try to avoid in the first picture, but he's got the motorcycle. Looks good outfit, looks nice. Like, this prompt is pretty boring, so, but like I said, we're not looking at prompts. But the first photo looks pretty good. He looks kind of like a badass. And then you get to his next picture, and now he looks completely different. It's not congruent. So now he goes from being like a badass to kind of looking like a nerd with his dog in his just regular apartment. And then I guess he's playing the piano. And then he's with a girl. I would not have any pictures with you with a girl. Girls are going to think that's your girlfriend or your ex-wife or whatever. You just don't give them that thought at all. And then this one, he's just kind of being silly, and you can't see his face. So it's just not congruent. Girls would see this first photo and probably be like, oh, that guy looks pretty attractive. I'll swipe on this. Kind of got like a James Bond, Jason Statham look. And then it just goes into a completely different guy. Like now this guy looks kind of nerdy and artistic. And then maybe this is his wife or his girlfriend that just broke up with him. And now he's being a goofball. So I would say get your profile to be congruent is what I would say. And then he's also selling himself on the prompts I see. Like he's the kind of man that you should want to date because he'll take you on a date. Fuck those other guys. But yeah, I mean, first photo is pretty good. You could definitely get some more matches if you improve the rest of his profile. Anyone else here? Hey, brother. Good to see you, Rick. I'm doing well. Back on the grind, trying to get this. I'm going to go to the War Museum later. I got my DTV visa submitted for Bangkok, so I'll be out there June 1st after India. Excited for that. How are you doing, buddy? All right, this one I thought was interesting because it says he got love of his life, can't function privately without her. So his wife has been separated since early 2025, so almost a year from now. He doesn't have the courage to check if my wife wants to done anything legally. So they've been divorced, or they've been separated for a year. He's become an alcoholic and nicotine addict, gained a lot of weight, and lost contact with all his family and friends. Nothing brings me happiness. There it is. Wife's holding back. And he did therapy when my parents divorced back when he was a child. They came both parents. He's 27. He feels like he's near the end of his life. So I was going to make a video about this also because he has two choices. He can get better or he can get worse. You're either growing or you're dying. His wife left him in 2025, and rather than do things that are productive and will get him to be more attractive, he's kind of self-sabotaging. I'm not judging him for that. I did the same thing. I drank a lot. I started smoking cigarettes again. But I also kind of did the opposite too. I knew I was not going to become more attractive to women outside of my ex if I gained more weight, if I didn't learn social skills. So I did things that would improve my sexual market value. I lost weight. I moved cities. I learned social skills. I started to develop goals. I listened to positive inputs. I started listening to books on tape. I started making my bed, started to eat healthier foods. Like there's things that you can do to improve your circumstances. Your wife, she left in 2025. If you truly want her back, do you think becoming a worse version of the guy she left is going to help you? Or is that going to, like, you becoming overweight, an alcoholic, nicotine? Like, I think we have in our head sometimes like, oh, if I know I did this for a little bit, like maybe she'll feel sorry for me and then she'll come back. If she sees how sad I'm acting, if she sees that I can't eat, that I can't function without her, maybe she'll feel bad and then she'll come back. I don't know if a lot of guys experience that or not. I had a friend that kind of did that the same. Like girlfriend broke up with him. He didn't leave his bed for 2 weeks. And in your mind, you think like, oh, maybe she'll just see how much I care. But it's actually a real big turnoff that, you know, you're supposed to be a man and you just break down completely rather than, you know, improving yourself after the separation. You just become a degenerate. You gain a bunch of weight. You stop talking to anybody. So I'm not trying to judge this guy. Hopefully he can see like the positives of it. Like he's got some freedom now. He can work on himself. If he truly wants his wife back, he's got to become a better man, a better husband. Like it's not, there's shit that he's doing that contributed to the fall of the relationship. Obviously there's some things that she probably did too, but as a man, you can continue to build yourself up so that she builds attraction to you. For me, I understand why my wife left. I was very needy. I didn't have goals. Like I said, I was overweight. I had no real purpose, no drive. Wasn't an exciting partner. We didn't do anything interesting. I was very emotionally unstable. If she got upset, I would get upset and then I would just stop talking and I would just shut down for days. So there's things that you can do to improve that. And the more that you do improve that, the more attractive you become. And maybe that would attract her back into your life. But why would she want to come back to you if now you're more overweight, you have less goals, you have no friends, you drink all the time, and you're addicted to cigarettes. Like she already left a version of you that she didn't like. Now she's going to get a worse version of you. It's not going to help. I'll comment on this. I don't know how much a comment on Reddit will help. Maybe one day he'll see this video and just realize, like, you know, if he started to make improvements for himself to become as attractive as possible as a man, he'll either one, attract his wife back, or two, he'll realize he doesn't want her back and that he's happy with who he is and the freedom he has, and that he wants to go meet somebody who's a better fit for him. So hopefully that helps him. I guess, what are your guys' thoughts? Anybody in the comments? Let me know if you guys watched the rerun of this. Well, yeah, what advice would you give this guy? Have you ever felt this way? Because it's easy to get in that trap when you are going through a breakup, divorce. Like, you think, okay, well, my life's over. I'm just going to self-destruct. But, you know, I think I know for me, I kind of did it to try to, like, guilt trip her back into it. Will she see how sad I am? Can I write the perfect letter to change her mind of why she left in the first place, rather than addressing the concerns of just not being an attractive husband? I just wasn't a good man. I didn't know how to lead. I didn't, there's a lot of things I didn't know. And it was because of the divorce that it woke me up that I can learn this shit. And then as I learned that, I realized we weren't a good fit anyways. I got with her out of scarcity, like the first guy we talked about. But yeah, I'll comment on that. This guy I thought was interesting. So this guy is basically saying, if you're not able to get dates on dating apps, your life is over. There's no chance for you. He says he's a 31, 6'4" black dude, and he hasn't had a date in over a year because he's banned on Tinder and because he did new boosts. He says the algorithm is fucked on Hinge, so he gets 0 likes. So it's basically just kind of like passing the blame on everybody. Like, maybe the reason he's 31, 6'4", and has no dates over a year is because he's terrible at social skills. Maybe he doesn't present himself well. Maybe he is needy. Maybe he blames other people for his problems. Like, saying the algorithm is fucked on Hinge is... and yeah, so then he's getting pics from obese women. Maybe his profile is fucking terrible and he's not presenting himself in a good way. Women's in bars aren't interested in speaking with average men anymore. Well, don't be average. Like, why should they speak to you just because you're 6'4"? And they probably give him a chance, and then he turns them off in some way. Like, a 6'4" tall black dude probably gets a ton of attention. But if you can't, like, that just gets you an open. If you can't have interesting conversations, if you can't give them a good time, if you're just not that interesting to talk to, like, why would they continue to be around you? And then it's a negative mindset saying your dating life is over if you don't have Tinder or Hinge. And then he's blaming the apps for his low results instead of, like, figuring out what he could do better. Get better, not bitter. There's things that you could do to improve this. One thing I would say is, you're 31, bro. Like, fuck, dude, you have tons of options. Go and learn some day game, build some social skills, go out and do some fun events. Like, there's things that you could do. Just commenting on Reddit is not going to get you anywhere. And it's just that negative mindset of, like, it's kind of that entitled mindset. I'm 6'4", I'm black, I'm 31. Girls should just jump all over me. And when they don't, then it's their fault. I don't know. That's kind of my thoughts. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that. Let's see. Any new people, messages? Yeah, dude. Let's see. Johnny, what weight do you weigh right now? I'm probably 185. I stay pretty consistent at 185. I want to at some point get down to 170, but I don't think weight's so much a big issue because you'll build muscle. It's more like your diet and just how you feel. Like, I have a lot more muscle mass than I did when I weighed 185 like 2 years ago. So just always constantly improving. But I won't worry. So I won't put all your focus on your weight, just more your diet and that you are exercising every day. I would just focus on getting to the gym and keeping active, building muscle mass. Just keep consistent is more of the issue. I would say this guy, get in the gym, change bodies. Yeah, like, I get the cigarettes, the alcohol. Like, cigarettes are addicting as shit. I was addicted to them for a long time. And his mindset is not going to get him his wife back. It's just not. She's not going to come back to a worse version of himself. What woman's going to want to go from a guy that wasn't an alcoholic to who is now an alcoholic? Cold approaching, yeah, I would agree. Like, that's going to just realizing that you can improve your dating life, your life in general. You just got to get out and get out of your own way. Like, that's why I love cold approach so much. Like, you know, as a man, if you're going to do cold approach and you see these hot girls walking around, she's probably not going to want a guy that drinks every day and smokes cigarettes and doesn't work out. And when you realize that, it's like, okay, well, she would like a guy that doesn't do this stuff. So if I start eating healthier, if I start working out, if I start dressing nicer, if I start building some social skills to flirt with them, I'll be able to attract these women. This is why I started to do this shit. That's why I moved from Wisconsin to Boston. It's like, okay, I'm not attractive now. The girls that I like that are attractive, they're not going to want me when I'm overweight. They're not going to want a guy that sits around and plays video games all day, a guy that doesn't work out, doesn't have any goals, no purpose, doesn't travel, no experiences. So what would make me more attractive? Well, if I started doing that shit, if I started improving my style, if I started hitting the gym consistently, going for runs, learning to have interesting stories on dates, being able to escalate on a date so that the girl knows that I like her and she's excited to come home with me. Like, these are things you can learn. So maybe that guy just isn't aware that he could do this stuff. But if you think about it, like, what would be more attractive to these women? I get distracted. It would be like doing these things, like the hot girl that you see that all the guys want, that you would love to talk to. Is she going to want a guy that sits around, smokes and drinks all day and doesn't have any goals or purpose and comments on Reddit? Probably not. Like, it's just a fact. You can become more attractive. There are things you can do about it. Abundant mindset. Abundance, yeah, not being needy, not just settling for what comes along, all that stuff. All right, let's get back to it. Let me know what else you guys got. Let's see what else we have. Yeah, hobbies are good. Social circles are great too. If you like, I would focus on social circles of people that you want to spend time around. Like, if you love pickleball, join pickleball and build a community around that. For me, my focus is more day game in general. So I hang out with people that do day game. If I get invited to an event, I'll go. But I think social circle for dating is probably a little bit overrated personally, but you could make that work too if you're in a good environment. All right, what else do we have? Okay, yep, profile review. I just saw this one right away. This goes like, I don't know. I don't even know if I should review these. Like, what guy thinks like this looks interesting? It's a boring lake. We can't even see what you look like. Pretty big on honesty. Like, yeah, obviously. Low drama would be up for some co-op game. So like, you're just filtering yourself. Like, if you play video games, that's fine. But I'm just trying to think of, like, how bad do you want to meet somebody? Also, yeah, I wanted to point out too, like, if you are an atheist, that's fine. That's your decision. You are going to turn off a lot of girls immediately like that. So it'd be a good idea to just hide that. And then you can discuss on a date if that's an issue. Like, don't filter yourself out immediately. I also think putting long-term on your profile instead of like short-term, open to long. Like, long-term just kind of shows neediness a little bit. Like, you're willing to just take what comes along. Like, you're going to lock some girl down right away. And maybe she likes you, but if she knows you're going to be very clingy right away, she might be less likely to match. So take that for what it is. I don't know what MCR, like, he's just filtering himself out a lot. I guess that's the point of this one, is don't filter yourself out immediately. Like, most girls probably don't play video games, but a lot of girls will play video games with you when you're dating them. Like, oh yeah, let's go play some Mario Kart, or let's go play this co-op game I want to show you. But a lot of girls will see video games on a profile and immediately swipe left because they just think you're a guy who sits at home and plays video games all day. And his profile doesn't really do anything to dissuade from that, with the NASA shirt, the riding a carousel thing. Like, this guy looks like a child. So he's already just filtering himself out so much. Like, he could be a cool dude, but she's not going to know that. She's going to see, oh, he's an atheist. He plays video games all day. He dresses like a child. I don't know. Yeah, like this stuff, like MCR, she might not. This picking up birds. Like, who picks up birds? Like, yeah. But I don't know. He just filtered himself so hard that she might not even have made it to this picture. Like, he's a good looking dude. He could definitely get some matches, but not with the first few aspects of his profile. Like, he's already filtered himself probably by 90% with just this first photo. Like, she's done. She doesn't even know what you look like. And who gives a shit about some boring lake? Like, this could be the middle of Iowa. It's not like this is interesting. It shows that you don't travel or do anything. Filtered. Oh, now maybe she sees this. Like, okay, this is a good looking guy. So, like, this would be his first photo for sure. Like, and then a selfie in a suit. Like, get somebody to take a photo of you in the suit. Like, you're in the suit already. So yeah, like the background's nothing interesting. Selfies don't perform well, and then just a random cat, and then him looking at cows on the farm. So this guy just filtered himself out so much. Clearly, there's work to be done on the profile. I think you guys can see that. But I just wanted to show you like how important it is to just not filter yourself out at the beginning. Like, this guy probably lost 90% of any girls that would even continue to scroll through his profile based off this one photo where they can't see him. Like I said, girls, there's 6 to 10 times more guys than girls on dating apps. They could swipe forever. They literally split second. They see this, next. They don't have any interest in like determining if this guy's attractive or not. That's why your first photo is so immensely important. It gives them a reason to continue to go through your profile. If your first 2 pictures, I'd say your first 3 pictures are not that good, she'll just swipe left immediately. She's got thousands of other guys she could go through. Why would she even take the time to continue through this profile? So he filtered himself out on that first pick, filtered himself out with the video games, pretty big on honesty. Like, of course, who wants anybody that would be a liar? And then video games, done. This one, like I said, he looks like a child. Not really what women are looking to get in a relationship. Like, what woman would see this and be like, yeah, I want to sleep with that guy. That was what I want to mention too, is like, I think a lot of guys don't realize, which I didn't know either. Like, I didn't know that women love sex. Like, women are dirty little creatures. They love sex. They want a guy that can dominate them. They want to have fun adventures. And I didn't know this. I thought, I got married at 22. I thought girls are just innocent. My wife we never talked about sex. So it's just like, oh yeah, she's just innocent. I'm the one that wants sex. And so you kind of get this, like, I'm just going to come off as like the nice guy, but like, girls want to have crazy sex. And when you see this, do you see this guy and be like, oh yeah, that guy will give me a good sex life? Or you just be like, oh yeah, he's a nice guy, but there's not going to be anything, no substance to him. So yeah, I guess I would get all new photos. This I would definitely put first out of all of them. And then, yeah. But just know that girls want sex. They want a guy that looks attractive, that can rock their world. They don't want to be with a guy that it's going to just be a boring relationship. You talk about video games, you talk about board games. Sure, maybe they like that, but they still want to fucking come, and they still want to have crazy public sex. Like, girls are not innocent. Don't believe that. Let's see. All right, I'll just get to this real quick. Drink some coffee. Oh yeah, I commented on this. So this guy's wife said 2 days ago, married 15 years ago, she no longer feels emotionally safe and only sees me as a friend. Doesn't blame her. Not to say she's completely innocent. Yeah, we know that. Not to. So I'm sitting in a hotel room on a guy's trip. So he's been planning a guy's trip, so that's good. Before I left, I told her I'd give her some space to make a final decision, so we're not going to communicate until I get back. It's hard to reach out and ask her she's doing. Coming to terms, are truly alone without her. The worst part is when I'm going to ask if she misses me and genuinely don't know what the answer is. So, like, again, this is coming down to she's not attracted to you right now, I don't know that she can't ever become attracted to you, but over the years, your nice guy behaviors, probably not giving her great sex. She just doesn't find you attractive. It happened to me. But focusing on that, asking her how she's doing, do you miss me? Like asking her, does she miss you, is very needy. Like if you were a guy that had abundance options, you're on your purpose, you wouldn't give a shit if she missed you. She either does or she doesn't affect you. You have your friends, go hang out with your friends. I commented on this already. I said, go make her jealous. Like, don't check in with her for a few days. Go out and have fun with your friends. Go flirt with some girls. Like, make her wonder what you're doing. Trigger some attraction or some jealousy in her instead of just always being like trying to comfort her. Like, that's what kind of turned her off in the first place, is that you're not being a man. You're always so worried about she just needed her validation. So go out, have fun with your friends. Maybe flirt with some girls. It's not cheating. Like, don't worry about that. Just maybe you even find that you are happier without her. But like giving her some space and making her wonder what you're up to is going to make her at least a little bit like curious. Like that's probably what's been missing is a long time. It's become monotonous. Sex gets boring. You're still the nice guy. She's losing attraction. So hopefully that guy can have a fun weekend sharing this now. But those are the topics for today. I'm going to go to the War Museum, get some photos, make a video from there, get back to posting. I had a lot of resistance, like I said. I don't know if you guys relate to this. I just lose momentum, which is why it's so important when I do like 60-day challenge. Like I'm going to do approaches 60 days. I'm going to do 10 a day. Like I can't break that streak or I just lose momentum. And then I talk myself out of doing it. And I did that with the videos. So I've got to get back to something. I got to commit to something. So I'll figure out what that is. I'm going to India next week and then I'll be back in Bangkok. So I'm looking forward to being in Bangkok for a while and like getting on a routine and grinding. Let's see. Have I considered shaving my beard? And I've never really thought about shaving the beard. I used to have moles like all over my face. So I think I still have some scars maybe from them. Plus I like the beard. And I don't think my looks is the issue. It's the way that I make girls, like me keeping the conversation going. That's where I'm at now. On dates, I'm fine. I know where I'm at. I can get girls home. I have good experiences. I know how to lead, flirt, be fun. That's a lot from online dating. I had somebody comment. Let's see if I can find that comment. But they mentioned like online dating is not good or like seems like it's not worth it. I think as a man, if you're 30, 40, 50, like you're getting out of a divorce or breakup, fucking use online dating to get dating practice so that you can learn to be flirty. You can get good sexual experiences. Maybe you will actually meet a girl that is a good fit for you. You'll have abundance. Like get that shit figured out. I would not use only online dating because I don't think it builds you up as a man like cold approach will, where you have to put yourself on the line. You have to get better at holding conversations. You have to get better at flirting. You have to do all this stuff. So I guess that's a long way of me saying like I don't want to shave my beard. But yeah, I don't think my looks is an issue. It's girls appreciate that I stop them. I think they see that it is, masculine. But then I get into my head about like I don't know what to say, which is not true. But then I ask interview type questions that lose attraction and they leave because it's not congruent. It's like, why did this guy stop me in a masculine way? And now he's asking about now it gets very friendly. So it's not so much my looks, it's my attitude, the emotions I'm bringing in, which I think a lot of guys think it's all about looks. That's that black pill shit. I had this growing up. Like I thought everybody was popular because of how they looked. But I don't think girls care that much about looks. It's more just like how you make them feel. Let's see. What are these dudes thinking putting up photos like I don't know if they just assume that I think maybe it's that dating advice, like just be yourself. Girls will see you just being yourself on dating apps and just be like, yep, that guy looks There's something about him that stands out so much more than the guys who put effort into their profiles and actually look like they live an adventurous life and look like they could give me some crazy experiences. That be yourself is not helpful. Like, don't be authentic, but like be a good version of yourself. Missed one day and I've been inconsistent ever since. Yeah, dude. Like it just helps so much being consistent. That's why I love David Goggins. Like he says he has no days off because he knows what'll happen. You take one day off, it's easy to convince yourself to take another day off. This is why I don't talk myself into going to smoke some weed or go out and have a drink on a Friday or something, because I know if I drink Friday night, I'm more likely to drink next Friday and then maybe Saturday. And now I'm drinking more than I want. If I smoke weed, weed's a big one. It's easy for me to convince myself like, oh yeah, I get some benefits out of it. I really like thought through some of my troubles, and then I'm smoking weed every day, and then I'm smoking weed twice a day. And like, it's just easy to get off that track. So it's one of those things, like you don't want to be super like hard on yourself, but having routine, having consistency is good. So yeah, I'm trying to get back on the gym. I've been to the gym 4 days this week. It's Friday now, so I'm going to get the 5th day in, and just keep pushing away on that. Video consistency is what I need to work on next. I'll be honest, I kind of got in my head a little bit about Vietnam. Some places like energized me when I got there. Like immediately I knew like this is a good place. I'm going to thrive in this place. Playa del Carmen was one. I hit the ground there and I just loved the vibe immediately. Just a place I could just excel and thrive. Barcelona felt great. Brisbane, I felt energized. I could see the volume. I felt like, okay, this is where I could get some good practice. Like I like the energy. And then places like Bali, I didn't really like Bali. It's dirty. There was great opportunities to approach girls on the beach. Me personally, I don't go to the beach every day. So I want something that's going to incorporate my lifestyle. Outside of that, I didn't really see a bunch of people walking around because the city's packed with motorbikes. It's narrow sidewalks. I don't want to go to night game all the time. So I was not a big fan of Bali. Vietnam, I've walked to this microphone shop like 4 times now. It takes me an hour to get there and an hour back. I could just take a taxi, but I just like to listen to stuff. But like I walked the streets for 3 hours yesterday and didn't see anything interesting. And now I'm at the mall and I see some IOIs, but the mall's small and it's not motivating me. And Vietnam just kind of drains me. I don't feel energized here. So I don't want to talk bad about it because I'm just not giving it as much opportunity as I could. But it just doesn't have that vibe of like, when I hit Barcelona, I knew Barcelona was a place I wanted to be. When I hit Mexico, I knew that was a place I wanted to be. When I hit Brisbane, I knew I wanted to be in downtown Brisbane. Vietnam, I just haven't felt that way. So that's just a long-winded way of saying I've made excuses. I just have not wanted to. I just felt a lot of resistance, and I'm pushing through it now. 2 days in a row of the live. We're going to make a video today. Get back to some cold approaching. I've kind of put that off a little bit. I've been trying to walk around, and I personally like areas where I can just go for walks and see people. Bangkok, I felt like I had to go to a mall to do it, but there's just so many people walking around. It just made such a difference. This mall is very tiny. I just like walking the floors back and forth, and it just doesn't feel appropriate. More excuses, all right? Let's just call it what it is. I'm making excuses. It happens, but just pushing through it. Like, get better, not bitter. I realize that there's things I can do to improve and get better. It's what it is. But I'll be in India next week for my friend's wedding. This is the guy I met. Another thing too about like, divorce it sucks. It's tough. When I was going through a divorce, I had no friends. I had a friend. He was married. They were going through a divorce too. He did the opposite of what I did. I moved out of Wisconsin. He's still there. I think he's still single. This is like 8 years later. But another great thing about like being divorced, like I woke up, I had freedom. I decided I'm leaving fucking Wisconsin. There's no reason I have to stay here anymore. I moved to Boston. I met this guy. He was one of the first guys I ever went out with. Like we met on RSD forum. He was learning game too. Indian guy. Didn't have the dating life he wanted. We met up. We would go out to Boston together. I moved to Vegas 6 months after that. So this was 2018, so 8 years ago. but we keep in contact. He saw me when I posted my YouTube video about just walking around talking about my divorce. I was like, oh, that's fucking awesome that you're doing that. And then he started a YouTube video. And now I got invited to his wedding, and I just happened to be on this side of the world. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen. So give yourself some opportunities. Like, you're divorced, your girl broke up with you. Sure, that sucks, but what kind of crazy adventures could you have? Like, where could it lead you? I didn't fucking think I'd be like growing up in Farmtown, Wisconsin. I know people that are still there that go to the bars every weekend. They've never even probably seen the coasts, east or west coast. And now I'm in Vietnam. I'm going to India. I'm going to Bangkok. Like, shit's crazy. Don't get stuck for a year like that guy we watched. Like his wife separated from him early 2025. That's over a year ago, and he's just getting worse. Like he could have became a beast in a year. He could have like developed his body. He could have become more charismatic. He could have girls flirting with him, making his wife jealous. Maybe that brings some attraction. Maybe he'd realize he doesn't want to be with his wife. Like, there's a lot that he could have done in that year. All right, it's getting 45 minutes. All right, I'm going to call it here, get another coffee, and then go to the War Museum, and then I'll make a video. Hope you guys are doing well. I'll try to go live for sure Monday. We'll try to go this weekend too. We'll see what happens if I don't stay out late. Talk to you later. Peace.